And welcome everybody to another exciting match brought to you by AOCrealm.net of a tournament hosted by AOC Realm, Masters of DM. And tonight for the first match of 3, we have Amazingkuaile against HuntingBears. And HuntingBears will be the Franks against Amazing's Mongols. And then in the second game, we're going to be switching off. HuntingBears will be those Mongols, and Amazing will be the Franks. And these two players will have to take it all the way out to a third game where we'll have Persians against Persians. And I'm just going to be giving you a few highlights of the first 2 games. So we're going to speed it up a little bit. And as you can see, HuntingBears Franks, he is starting off with a market with standard 3 stables and market. And what he's going to do is he's going to sell his wood all the way down to 14 pieces per, I believe, 100 gold. And so it's going to give him that 2,000 extra gold pieces. So maybe he can do a little extra damage with those paladins and whatnot. Usually, most of the time when a player does capture that market within the first 5 minutes, he's not going to be doing much rushing. But against a civilization like the Mongols, where most of the time players are going to just build those castles, which you see mostly what Amazing is doing. He's going to build those castles so he can get a pretty substantial army of his unique unit, which for some reason the unit's name is kind of escaping my mind right now. Can't really think of him, so we're just going to speed this up and try to grab a few highlights of this game. And as you can see, both players starting off with the quick monastery, trying to get those monks to capture relics pretty quickly, already predicting that this is going to be a little bit longer of a match. And as you can see, a second ago, HuntingBears had some of his soldiers patrolling at the back of Amazing space, to where making sure that he wasn't able to expand too fast, too quickly. And as you can see, is also attacking the bottom of his base, but Amazing is able to take his army and go to both of those points and destroy HuntingBears' army. But do keep in mind that HuntingBears was able to capture that market, going to give him a little bit extra of that gold to give him a little bit extra of a push. And he's doing really well at also creating those pikemen using his wood and his food in an even ratio with his gold, not just making gold units such as paladins or axemen, but also using a little bit of both. I'm pretty sure he's already captured 2 relics, coming with that second. And let's see if Amazing's done any damage with those relics. He does have 1 right now. Sounds like he's got a second one on the way. And right now we have HuntingBears keeps on harassing that secondary gold pile of Amazingkuailes, just trying to make sure to keep those villagers inside the town centers and castle, keeping that bell rung so he's not able to collect any resources. The longer a player is not able to collect resources, the longer that the more and more it's going to be easier to beat your opponent. And as you can see, HuntingBears is trying to create a secondary base at the top of the map, so it makes it a little easier for him to raid from the top instead of having to send units all the way from his main stables and barracks. It doesn't have to send him all the way over here, so he's able to just make a few units inside a rally point inside his base and do a little harassing of the units. And as you can see, Amazingkuaile has created a market, probably getting low on his wood, as Mongols are a civilization that require a little bit of wood for their archers, rams, and such. Franks are definitely a civilization required of gold and food. You can see one of our first main battles. Both players have their main army on the front battle lines, and Amazingkuaile was able to come out ahead of that battle. Now pushing forward, taking out a castle and one siege workshop. Going to be a second one, basically destroying HuntingBears' entire civilization on the bottom half of the map. And now is moving those rams up to his main section of the base, but HuntingBears is going to have enough of an army to counter that, and I'm pretty sure Amazingkuaile was able to sniff that out, already predicting that he had plenty of an army up ready to counter him. And as you can see, HuntingBears was sending his army up, looking for that army, has already placed his army where the battle had just already happened. Amazingkuaile has such moved on to HuntingBears' secondary army, secondary base at the top of the map, and is now progressing to take that entire base out. And if HuntingBears isn't careful here, he's not really going to have much left to protect, but I guess those two bases at the top and bottom weren't very necessary. And as you can see, HuntingBears is doing a little bit of raiding, trying to take out a few villagers, trying to keep those villagers inside their town centers, not collecting resources, but was taken care of very quickly by Amazingkuaile. Amazingkuaile has now moved on to his third set of little base at the middle of the map, taking out 3 separate castles, 2 siege workshops, and HuntingBears isn't going to be able to do much about this. I think he is going to lose at least 1 to 2 castles if he doesn't get this taken care of fairly soon. And as you can see, Amazingkuaile's resources pretty low on wood. He's doing really well on the food, pretty low on the gold. And that is because the Mongols, like I said earlier, they're going to cost a little more on the wood and gold aspects of the resources. And there, Amazingkuaile was able to take out 1 castle, 2 castles, while the third one is heavily on fire, using a combination of rams and trebuchets. But it looks like being able to take out all of his 3 castles and losing a good portion of his army, I'd say it was worth it. But he needs to go ahead and start making a secondary army just to protect himself. But he did a great job of completely wiping out HuntingBears' 3 bases. HuntingBears had one at the bottom and the top of the map. Kuaile was able to take out all 3 of them, but HuntingBears has already started to create another castle at the bottom of the map, and Kuaile has already started trying to wreck it down, but it wasn't able to. Both players doing really well in resourcing. HuntingBears, being the Franks, knows that he's going to have plenty of farms. And there we are, Amazingkuaile, being the Mongols, he is now down very low on the farms. Probably just started farming not too long ago, being a cheap food civilization. And we'll jump over and check on HuntingBears, who has plenty of resources compared to Kuaile. Not very much on the gold, but plenty of food, plenty of wood. Has just his population limit of 200. Mainly attacking him from that bottom portion of the map, trying to build up something in the middle, trying to give him a little bit of a flank. And we are back with our third and final map, brought to you by AOCrealm.net. We have Amazingkuaile against HuntingBears. And yes, I know, we accidentally skipped ahead. We missed the second map, but I had it recorded, and for some reason, it was deleted. I have no idea why. It was a really good match, and I'll just have you say I would redo it, except it was a 2-hour game. And I'm just not ready to do that all over again. I'll just have you know you can go download that at AOC Realm and watch it for yourself. It was a really great game, very back and forth game, with Amazingkuaile coming out on top with his Franks against HuntingBears. So just to recap, right now we have HuntingBears winning 1 game with Franks, and Amazingkuaile winning 1 game with Franks. Both players losing with the Mongols. So now we're having a third map where both players, we are having a civ war of the Persians. And let's check in on that. As you can see, both players having pretty much the exact same setup. Seems that HuntingBears is going to have a little more of building setup already. Amazingkuaile is going for the market start with a few extra castles instead of HuntingBears' extra siege workshops and extra barrack. But he is also going for the castles. Already has created a monastery, going for those early relics, predicting that it's going to be a longer game. And it's going to be interesting to see which strategy actually pays off. Is it going to be Amazingkuaile's market strategy, which is going to give him the instant extra 2,000 gold, or is it going to be HuntingBears' monastery technique, which, if played correctly, if he uses this, if he really goes at getting all 5, I believe, relics off the bat, I think the relics will actually pay off for him, such as since if you get I'm not actually sure on the number,